Welcome to Staring at the Lights with Rob and Ethan.
Hello.
So this week we've been to the for the Love of Wrestling event in Liverpool. It was quite good actually. We got down pretty early for it. Well, we tried to get down early. We didn't get there till about 11, I don't think, did we? But
I don't remember what time we got there.
I think we got there about 11 o'clock. But we were straight in. It was just freezing and windy, so luckily we didn't have to queue outside. But it was good. There was loads on. We made a little video on it on the YouTube channel, but we saw quite a lot. I mean, it was hard to get sort of to anyone just because of the way that the layout is with the photo booth thing is all like literally cordoned off, so you can't see anybody. You can only kind of see the guys who were doing the autographs, but then there's big queues and I think. But we did get to see the sort of last part of Ric Flair's interview in the middle of the ring, and then you managed to shake his hand.
I did manage to shake his hand. saw my opportunity.
We were there 10 minutes in. I think we texted Tom, didn't we, saying, right, we can come home now.
I could have, to be honest, mate, I could have left. He wouldn't even have mattered at that point. I'd have come home if I could have. Yeah. It was really good. I enjoyed it. It was the first thing like that I've ever really been to. So
I've never been to anything like that. I didn't
really know what to expect. In all honesty, it weren't like a Comic-Con sized event. Like it was just like one warehouse, wasn't it? Pretty much.
Yeah, it was big. It was a big room.
It was huge. I mean, it was a huge room, but it wasn't like you see like American Comic-Cons and stuff, and they're like 8 warehouses all the time.
Yeah, sort of spread out over things, aren't they? Yeah.
It was really good. Like you said, Rob, it was weird the other way. Not weird they had it laid out, but it was like all the main stuff. So all the like the ring was in the middle. They're like a wrestling ring in the middle where they're doing like all the Q&As and stuff like that in there.
Yeah, they had matches in there later on as well.
Did they really?
Yeah, there were some matches in there.
That's pretty cool. They had the wrestling ring in the middle, and then around that they had like the exhibitions and the stalls and stuff like that. And then the very, very edges of all, like the edges of the warehouse all around was where all the autographs and the photography like sessions were and stuff like that. Which kind of meant that you couldn't get close to any of the wrestlers that were there per se. But even still, like, it was just cool to wander around and spot people from afar.
Just to sort of see it all, really. And it was a bit kind of like, I mean, we were like, 50 yards away from people like Chris Jericho and Bret Hart, but even though they're, right down the other end of the hall, you're a bit like, oh man, I've never seen him in person before. Yeah. And there he is.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really good.
Yeah.
I'd definitely go to something like that again.
Yeah, I would actually. I really did enjoy it. I think now we know kind of what to expect. We'd be a little bit more prepared and maybe kind of a bit of an action plan of what we want to do when we get there and stuff like that. But big thanks to Carl from RGM for sorting us out and
it was
getting us some passes for it. It was quite cool of him. I really enjoyed it. It was really good. It looked like it's been a bit of quite a big successful weekend, really, because I've seen loads of like stuff posted about it. And we've already started selling the tickets for next year's. So
have they really?
Yeah.
It was good. I think they said that that company that ran it do a lot of different ones. It's called For the Love of ... And
Monopoly Events, I think, is the company that puts it all together.
They had like a sci-fi one that's running soon and a horror one that's running soon. Yeah, they just seem to have like loads of different themed ones, basically, which is quite clever, innit? Because like in a business sense, like I said, like I was saying, like Comic-Con and stuff, that's everything. Like you just kind of everything's in that one.
I honestly don't know much about what Comic-Con. I just assumed it was all people, big exhibits of sort of comic book films, so like Avengers and
mainly
stuff like that.
But then again, like there's something like wrestlers go to it and stuff like that. I think they just do everything inside one hall. Whereas again, for that one, kind of, it's clever that they've done it in that way. I think it's a good thing as well because it gets all them fans in one place, and it's not like a kind of. It's more concentrated fans because you're all there for the exact same reasons. Yeah,
I think you made a good point when we were there. Like everyone's just so sort of free to do what they want and dress how, you know what I mean? Like there's the cosplay guys that were there just made a right effort.
Oh, there's
no one's like conscious of making themselves look a little daft or something like that because everyone's there for that reason. So
definitely. No, I really enjoyed it. We'll have to try and get there next year as well.
Yeah, definitely. I really enjoyed that. It was really good. We'll kind of stick with a little bit of a WWE topic. We've just had Raw and SmackDown this week.
Yep.
It's a bit weird. Not much really went on. I think we're in that sort of little zone now where we've just had sort of Mania and where all the storylines kind of finish, and we're at that point of the year now where newer storylines are starting to formulate, and
it's like a come down, isn't it? Almost?
Sort of is, and there's nothing really starting to take hold really.
No,
we see like new sort of storylines start with Becky Lynch, obviously with Lacey Evans and stuff like that, and there's a bit of a continuation with other stuff. Like, so a lot of the Money in the Bank stuff, which is the next sort of main pay-per-view, is coming up. But the distance between what was Mania, like the 7th of April, and Money in the Bank's on the 19th of May. So it's quite a big gap,
leap, isn't it? Between the two?
Normally there's not one as big as that. But I suppose we're building towards that now, aren't we? Money in the Bank's getting bigger. There was a leak of the, or what they perceived was a leak of possibly the contestants or other performers in those Money in the Bank matches. But actually, it's turned out that it's similar, but not really what people thought. I think a lot of people were. I saw something leaked where people said that like Sonya Deville was going to be in the ladder match, but she's not. It's Mandy Saxon is. So we've got like the list of them. We're getting ahead. So we've got Ember Moon's in it. Mandy Sachs is in it. Dana Brooke is in it. I like to see Dana Brooke getting a bit of a push because she's been there a while and she's overlooked quite a bit. And she's really kind of. I think she's been working hard behind the scenes by the look of things to kind of get herself more kind of, maybe a bit better in the ring. Maybe not that she was terrible, but she's working harder by the looks of things as well.
Yeah, I think she's overlooked. She's really. I mean, she's not an incredible wrestler, but she deserves at least a bit of something.
Yeah. Definitely. So she's going to be in there. Alexa Bliss is going to be in there.
Yep.
Bailey will be in there from SmackDown. Natalia's going to be in there. Naomi's going to be in there, and so is Carmella. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out.
Definitely.
The men's one is a little bit more, maybe what you'd expect. I don't know. So Andrade's in there.
Yeah, I kind of called what was going to be in it, but not fully.
I'm a little bit surprised Finn's in there because he's an Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah,
and I don't know whether that kind of makes them think, well, eventually he's going to drop that title. And
I don't think it'll be anything. I think he'll just be
well, maybe the card is so sort of big at the minute for Money in the Bank, and you've got some of the main higher end guys. So people like Roman Reigns he's having a match with Elias.
Yep.
And The Miz is having another match with Shane McMahon.
Yep.
So maybe we're at that point. Obviously, Seth's having a match with AJ Styles. Kofi's having a match against Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
So maybe we're at that point where the actual pool of just under main card to mid card isn't there any left. So they just need some solid hands in there as well. So Andrade's in there. Ricochet's in there. Drew McIntyre's in there. Finn Balor is. So is Braun Strowman. Baron Corbin is still on this push that they seem to keep giving him. Mustafa Ali's in there, and Randy Orton's in there as well, which I thought was a bit of a surprise. I don't know whether I was expecting Randy Orton to be in there.
I don't know. I think he's good, isn't he?
He's solid, isn't he?
Yeah, he'll work a good match. You'll enjoy it.
The other ones on the card, obviously, Becky Lynch is having 2 matches.
Which is, again, it's weird that.
Yeah.
With having 2 matches, it's almost as if it's going to foreshadow one going the other way.
Maybe.
You can guarantee what's going to happen in at least one of them if she loses the belt in the first one or retains in the first one. It's going to drop the belt in the second one. It just seems a little bit like it's obvious what's going to happen. Maybe.
I think they'll keep her as Raw champion, but I don't think I think she'll drop it to Charlotte. I think.
Yeah,
I don't think she'll hold on to it against Charlotte.
I'm a bit. I'm not surprised. Maybe it's not a thing, but I saw they leaked like an NXT ladder match.
Yeah,
but that's not been announced.
No,
but I
maybe
they'd announce that on NXT if they'd announce it anyway.
Yeah, possibly. And there's still time. We're still
because that had guys
a couple of weeks away.
Adam Cole, Matt Riddle, Keith Lee, Pete Dunne.
Tyler Breeze is in there.
Tyler Breeze, a fair few big names. That would again be a wicked match. And if it's just like an NXT championship contract that they're fighting for, that'd be pretty cool. I think I really like that.
It's cool to see. I think he's going there as well. I think Tyler Breeze is heading back down to NXT, which I think is probably a good move for him. And we saw
the best place for him.
Yeah, we saw today that Killian Dane is also looking to move back down there as well after the breakup of Sanity. And obviously Alexander Wolf has moved over to NXT UK.
I feel like it's not becoming a thing so much as where people might feel like it's a demotion nowadays as it used to be.
No. A lot of people are
obviously
probably prefer to be on it.
Like less money and stuff like that, but it's just a different kind of brand, isn't it? Really, at this point, it's not developmental like it used to be anymore. I mean, I know they still always say like you're getting called up from NXT and stuff like that, but I don't view it as a developmental because 9 times out of 10 the people that are wrestling in there have been wrestling indies for 8-9 years anyway.
Yeah,
so
it's very rare that someone comes straight into main card either or main roster. I can't really think. Maybe
I'm sure it's happened.
AJ Styles kind of came straight in, but
Yeah.
He's AJ Styles, isn't he? So
yeah, he's going to win it.
And I don't think when was it, 2016 he came in? I don't think that...
2015, 2016.
Yeah, somewhere around. I don't think that NXT maybe had the eyes on it that it does now.
Maybe not. I can't really.
Maybe not as established is probably what I'm trying to say.
I can't think that far. But yeah, you're probably right. But if that gets announced, that's probably the match that I'd be looking forward to the most.
Yeah, because they're the ones that the ladder match they had for the North American Championship that takeover was fantastic, really, genuine 5-star match. It was amazing,
really good.
Everybody in that match, performed really well. Yeah, even the big guys, well. Even Lars Sullivan was really good in that.
I really enjoyed that match. So if it's just a repeat of that, then I'm all for that. Really,
yeah,
definitely.
It should be really good.
I think they're missing out on that as well. They should put more NXT matches on the main roster.
Yeah,
just for if anything, just to give casual fans a view of what they could see weekly
at least just
on
one
NXT or I don't see why you wouldn't put every pay-per-view put one of their matches on that card and just to give eyes to it more than anything. It gives the guys that are wrestling an experience of a main roster show.
Yeah, and
it puts the eyes on the casual fans that maybe are there or watching on the network that maybe don't watch NXT. Gives them a reason to watch it.
Yeah, like you say, it's exposing that other show a little more for people who probably wouldn't normally watch it.
They're all owned by the same personality, so
yeah,
I don't know why you wouldn't try and get other people to watch the other stuff that you make.
Yeah, even if it's just, if it has to be the case of what they do with the 205 show where it's a kick-off show.
Yeah.
But
still something.
It's still there. Yeah, it's still people to see it.
Definitely, I agree.
It should be, I think it should be something that they really push for.
Absolutely.
We've got another show in Saudi Arabia coming. I'm not sure what the name of it is. I don't think it's been leaked, but they just, I don't know. I just
don't care.
They come across as exhibition shows, don't they?
Blood money, aren't they? Really.
That's it. I mean,
don't like it.
You've got Brock on it. Brock Lesnar's gonna be on it. Undertaker and Goldberg's going to be on there.
Yeah, they got Goldberg back. Maybe just some Saudi prince will be like, I want to see Goldberg wrestle.
That's it, isn't it?
Oh, fucking alright, ring him up, see what he's doing.
That's it. Was it like the Greatest Royal Rumble thing last year when Jericho was like, that's the biggest payday I've ever had?
Yep.
And I came in at number 40 or 30, whatever it was, and I didn't even have to do anything.
No.
Didn't say anything, no promos, nothing.
Give him a lot of money, don't they? And be like, I want him, go and find him.
That's it.
So just alright. Yeah. I don't know. I'll probably watch it. I just don't think
we probably will, just as... because it's probably something that we're watching.
Yeah.
Maybe it's going to be cool to watch them.
I don't think I want to watch Taker wrestle ever again. Don't really care for Goldberg. Never did care for Goldberg. I was never a Goldberg fan, really.
I'm guessing the Taker match is going to be him and Elias. That's sort of building up to that, aren't they?
Probably, maybe. Yeah, that's a good point.
And maybe I don't think they'll do Brock versus Goldberg again, surely. Unless that's what that Prince wants to see, and then
seeing it, I don't know.
They will be doing, yeah. Fortunately, there probably won't be any women's matches on, which is another thing.
No, probably not. Yeah, they're not. I don't think they're still not allowed to.
I don't think so.
It's illegal, isn't it?
They've had matches over there before, though, because they had the match with Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks, where they had to kind of wear a special outfit that completely covered them up.
Maybe it's not illegal. Maybe it's. I don't know. I remember one of the other shows they did with one of the promo videos they were showing.
It was Carmella.
It was showing Carmella.
The old Buddha.
The old Buddha. There was another one as well. I think the first one they did, one of the. I feel like I remember seeing a video of them showing about how it was great that women are now allowed to drive.
Yeah.
It was a video that I think they showed it in the arena of women driving cars, or a package around how women can now drive. And I'm like, why are you celebrating it like it? I mean, it's obviously it's a good thing that they now can do that, but why have they never been allowed to do that? It just seems a bit.
It's crazy.
Backwards, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it really is.
And if they don't let them wrestle because they're women, then why would I give them any time of day?
That's the thing, because we're at the point where it's we almost kind of think, right, you just go and get that sorted, go and get that done, and then when you're back, because nothing ever comes of it. Exactly. There's no.
It's not canon, is it? It's nothing. Nothing. It's no storylines or anything. That nothing. Continue at all. Really. It's like a house show. It's just a glorified house show, isn't it? Really?
Exactly. Like Brock won that Greatest Royal Rumble belt, and we never saw it again when he'd come back over. And
Braun won the belt.
Sorry, Braun. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. When he won that Greatest Royal Rumble belt.
But again, we never saw it again. It just seemed like a bit of a. It's literally like a glorified house show. You're going to a house show and whatever feuds they're doing, 9 times out of 10, somebody will win, or they'll do a dusty finish almost, or a DQ. And it just makes you watch next week because nothing ever changes. So it's just one of them things, won't it?
Didn't they do I'm sure they did a title change on the last one. I don't think it was Crown Jewel. Maybe it was Greatest Royal Rumble. I think they did the US title dropped to Shinsuke or something like that. I don't remember.
I can't.
But it's very little. It's just like a B sort of level pay-per-view, but with a bigger budget.
Yeah,
and that's all.
Essentially,
that's what it is, isn't it? So we've also got the, I think it's starting this week actually, the Worlds Collide thing. I think it's been filmed over the last few sort of...
Yeah, when it filmed at Access.
Access for Royal Rumble, and I think they might have shown that actually, but then the Access for WrestleMania as well. Yeah. So that's all kind of getting aired the next few days.
I might watch that.
The main ones are, so there's an NXT versus NXT UK Women's Battle Royal, which kind of sounds a bit like they're against each other.
Yeah.
But surely you're all against everybody.
Yeah,
so why is it not just a NXT / UK Women's Battle Royal? I don't know. It's the versus bit. It's kind of a bit.
It seems a bit weird, doesn't
it? Confusing. But I mean, looking at it, there's not that many really from the UK division that are in it.
No.
Toni Storm is in there. That's about it. Everybody else is...
Rhea Ripley?
No, she's not in it. No, she's not, no. Toni Storm's in it, so Bianca Belair is in it. I think there's a few others, actually. Xia Li's in it, Taynara Conti's in it, Vanessa Bourne's in it, Elia's in it. But a lot, it's more heavily weighted to the NXT side of things, but that's good. They're all, give them a bit of exposure.
Yeah,
pretty
no,
good.
it'd be mint.
There's a men's one as well, but this is not really sold as UK versus... sort of main NXT, but Tyler Bates in it, Akira Tozawa's in it, Dave Mastiff's in there, Roderick Strong, Matt Riddle, Humberto Carrillo, Ligero's in there, Fabian Archer.
That'll be good.
Yeah, that one looks pretty good.
Have they got like the Luke Harper match on there?
I don't know if that's already...
And he wrestled Donovan, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Apparently it was a really good match.
Yeah, I've heard it was mint.
Because I know they've
Has he been released, Luke Harper?
No, they've
they refused
to release him.
Yeah. Probably his own stupid fault for saying he wanted to be released.
But maybe they got plans for him. Maybe they've got something with him for this whole thing with Bray. But I doubt it, because we've seen it before though. He's been in the Wyatt family before.
Yeah, we don't see it again.
We don't see that again.
No.
A newer version of it may make sense because he's carried on with those little vignette things recently where he sort of spoke about forgiving Randy Orton and all that kind of stuff and explaining what a sociopath is and things like that. I'm still really liking it. I think it is really good.
I think it's mint.
Yeah.
I think it's mint. I just I don't know where they're going to go with it yet, but I guess it'll come to telling time. It's just one of them things where I assume in typical WWE fashion they'll blow the load within like 5 minutes. But if they keep doing these vignettes week in, week out for like a good long while, then it should be wicked. But if they just lob him into some kind of like package and like get him in a rivalry next week, then it's just going to be pointless. Like, you need to give him time to develop that character and get people's eyes on it and understand what he's about and why he's doing what he's doing, rather than just put him on like the first match of Raw and just have him squashed and just I don't know.
Yeah. I still think it's going to be something where he's eventually snaps and goes back to how he was.
I'm almost certain that'll be the way it goes, but I'm totally fine with that as long as they give him enough time to create this character and develop it more.
Yeah.
They can't pull the trigger too early with it, which is probably what happened with his last character. I reckon even like original Bray Wyatt coming down in his like Hawaiian shirt and his trilby and that was mint, and then they just kind of. They almost had to change. They felt like they had to change the character in it, and there's no reason to really. So as long as they don't go down them roads, then I think it'll be really good. I was trying to think earlier who I'd put him against, and there's nobody really that I can think of that I'd like to see him in a package with. No,
there's nothing. I can't really think of anything at the minute that's makes me kind of think. I can't wait for them to work together or anything like that. Kind of going back to Worlds Collide stuff, they've done some other stuff. It's all been in Brooklyn, so it must have all been around sort of Mania weekend and stuff like that. I know that the NXT UK show tonight is a lot from there because it's Walter versus Devlin.
Yes,
it's going to be on there.
Looking forward to that.
Yes, there's been a couple of matches that have already. I think they've already might have aired. Maybe a couple of days ago actually.
Mm-hmm.
Candice LeRae defeated Kaylee Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Kaylee Ray's been a good hand. She's kind of done
I like her a lot.
She's done a lot. Obviously, she's done a lot of independent stuff, but she did World of Sport for a little bit, I think, as well.
Yes.
And wasn't she in ICW?
Yes,
I think as well.
Definitely ICW.
Before moving to the NXT.
Yeah.
Sort of the newest signing for NXT UK, Piper Niven. had a match with Zelina Vega.
Nice.
I bet that was
a bit weird,
crazy to see because Zelina is tiny.
Yeah, I bet that was like just a big squash word. I assume.
But she beat Zelina Vega anyway, and Sonya Deville defeated Io Shirai. So
nice.
But yeah, good because they've got a good cross of people.
You should do that more often, I think.
Yeah.
I like stuff like that when they put them against each other. But then again, like it's always the case that the main roster is always going to beat the NXT person.
Yeah.
I highly doubt Vince had let the...
Piper Niven beat Zelina Vega.
Yeah,
but then that's probably not going to be very believable, is it?
Yeah. Let's be honest. I mean, she does wrestle, but she's not like a rostered wrestler. She's just a manager or anything. But no, I'd love to see more of that. I'd love to see him do like a pay-per-view around that, where they pit them against each other.
Tournament style almost as well, maybe.
It doesn't have to be tournament. It could be, doesn't it? I'd have to be just have random NXT versus WWE wrestlers. But again, like I was saying, I highly doubt Vince would ever book that show without having all his main guys go over. I don't think he'd ever let some NXT like developmental, like because that's the way he sees it, isn't it? I think he sees it.
It's the C show, isn't it?
We know it's not, but I think he still sees it as that's where the kids go to learn how to wrestle for WWE. He's not gonna let like Adam Cole, even though he's probably one of the best in the world. While he's still got that NXT name over his head, he's not going to beat anybody from the main roster until he's actually called up, and then Vince would let him do what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Well, it's the way I see it. Anyway, I could be wrong. Vince could have a miraculous change of heart. Not often that he does.
I wouldn't have thought
like that,
to be honest.
Yeah. I might have to watch. Is it on tonight? Did you say?
Yeah, it's on the network. Some of them have been on the last few days,
right.
But the UK sort of
I
NXT
did film
one,
but I didn't know what they were going to do with it.
The UK NXT one is
that's the one that I'll be interested in.
Yeah, that's the one that's on tonight. Well, as we're recording now, it's probably just about started.
Cool.
So yeah, that should be a good show. Really,
hope for it.
Kind of stepping away from the movie a little bit. Dean Ambrose has sort of released his first sort of vignette as John Moxley on his Twitter. Yeah. He never used Twitter as Dean Ambrose. I think the only thing he had in his bio was "They made me get a Twitter."
He used it ages ago when they tried to make a little feud around him and Mick Foley.
Right.
Because him and Mick Foley were meant to have a match together.
Okay.
In WWE, like when they... God. I don't even know how long ago it was. It might have been when the Shield first formed. There was like a video of them two arguing outside a hotel, Mick and Dean. Which is all the work, but they were going to try and build it and use Twitter to like build a feud.
Yeah.
But then Mick couldn't get cleared. So it never actually happened. So I think that's the only time I've ever seen him actually use his Twitter.
Yeah, it's I saw someone tweet. It was others actually who we did the live show with and see him a lot of progress shows.
Yeah.
But for an independent wrestler, that video package was quite like high production values on it. So
it was definitely paid for by somebody else.
Whether that's, I think there's still a little bit of it's maybe still a work from.
No,
and he's not going.
There's no way. He's definitely done.
But then maybe if he goes somewhere else like AEW or anything like that, that sort of remains to be seen, I guess. But
yeah, I mean that video was definitely made and paid for by somebody else. That wasn't made by him, obviously. He's definitely done with WWE. Definitely done with WWE. He's not with them anymore. Guarantee you that. I still honestly think they're going down the Jimmy Havoc, John Moxley route with AEW.
Well, one of the first sort of people to really respond to it was Jimmy Havoc, and he just sort of the little eyes emoji. Mm-hmm. Kind of looking at replying to the tweet.
I really think
that'd be a great match.
Yeah, I'm up for it. I think that's the way it'll go. I really do. Yeah, it looked like it was made by the same guys that made the Goldust promo.
Yeah,
like the style of it all reminded me of that video as I was watching it. So if AEW is using the same production company to make all them videos, and that probably explain it.
We're not too far away, are we now, from Double or Nothing either? And
I don't think so. It's pretty... It's this month, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Both of those packages that they've done for Cody and for Dustin Rhodes have been really good as well.
Yeah, I really like
both
them.
Really good promos.
Mm-hmm.
The one, the Dustin one obviously was really good, and then this one that Cody's done recently, I'm not here to kill Dustin, I'm here to kill the Attitude Era, and then sort of referenced everything that's sort of gone on really recently in WWE.
Yep.
Referencing the whole Pissant Company line and all that kind of stuff, and even like, is it as good as what like Dwayne did when he was just shouting catchphrases. Is it better than what Punk did, at the top of the ramp and everything? So it'll be it's 25th of May, so we're 24 days away from it, so we're not too far, and it's starting to really.
They're fleshing the card out, aren't they? Quite a lot.
Really, yeah. We know that the main event is going to be Omega and Jericho.
Yep.
Which will probably, I mean, they had great matches in.
Yeah,
the New
I really
Japan match they had
enjoyed the
was
New
really
Japan
good,
match,
wasn't it?
so there's no reason why. I don't know if I want to see it again though. Personally.
Yeah. I was a little. It's great for Jericho to be involved with AEW, but I was a bit like, I'm not as excited as I would have been if he was having a match with somebody else.
I feel like the thing with Jericho is I've seen him do everything that I want to see him do now.
Yeah.
There's nothing else I can think of that I'd really want to see him get involved in. For me, when they announced like the people that were wrestling on that card or that had been signed to AEW, when Pac was announced, that was the one match I thought Omega Pac would have been the way they go. Like I thought that would have been the main event.
Yeah.
Because that'll be. I don't know if it's ever happened before. I'm sure it will have back in the day, like when he was on his original indie runs. It might have happened now. I feel like I might have seen it, now I think about it, but I can't honestly remember. But I thought they'd put them in the main event picture, like, Pac, Omega. I thought the Bucks might take the main event spot for themselves and, like, close the show off.
Yeah, because it's going to be a good tag team match with those two, isn't it?
Be really, really good. I don't know. I'm glad they're not putting themselves in the spotlight, or as it were.
Yeah.
In, like, the main event picture. But then again, if Cody Dustin's going to be like this proper grudge match, then give that the main event. Like,
yeah, and I suppose that's always been like the worry is that as Cody's steady, but he's not 5-star match.
Yeah, but you ain't got to be though when you've got a good storyline.
Well, true. They've got a good build up to behind this, haven't they? And they've got a good.
I just feel like if I'm booking that show, the closing shot that you want is Dustin and Cody holding each other's hands up in the middle of that ring.
Yeah, true.
Almost as like, look at what we've done. Like this is the future. Like, get ready, be happy. Like, if I'm booking it, that's the way I'd go. I don't want Jericho and Omega shaking hands, and that's like, thank you for watching, good night. Because I'd be like, well, I don't really care.
Yeah, we don't want it to end on something we've seen.
No, that's what I mean. So, like, if you'd have put them in the main event, give them a long time. Like, let them wrestle a massive, like, grudge match. Like, let it be brutal. And then at the end, have them hugging each other. And this is, like, give Cody a mic and just let him say, like, this is the future. This is the start of something new. And let that close the show. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to that show. I think that, like you were saying last week, it's probably the potential to be the biggest pay-per-view of the year. Oh,
100%. I mean, just for sort of... Just because it's something so different.
Yeah, exactly. It's just something new, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it has a massive amount of potential. I'm just worried it's the same with anything. It's like fucking, I don't know, like anything like TV, like Game of Thrones. Like, you hype it up as much as you do, and you're waiting that long, and then it finally comes around, and it's never what you've had in your head, because it never will be. Yeah,
I suppose that's the danger. You build it up too much to yourself, and you just think
I'm trying to keep away from it. I've not been watching any of the Double or Nothing stuff. I've not been watching any of the.
No, the only one I've seen is the recent one where Cody's done his, the little 4-minute thing with Cody talking about.
I've watched the promos and stuff. Like I say, I watched the Dustin promo and stuff, but I'm not watching the weekly stuff. Like, I used to watch Being the Elite, but I stopped watching that as well because the matches they were building to, like when they were building to All In, it made me not want to watch All In because I was imagining what might happen and what could happen, and I got into that same mindset where I'm like, no matter what they do, it's not going to have been what was in my head, because it just never is.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So I'm just staying away. It's like when I don't watch trailers for films because they ruin everything that you're thinking you didn't expect. So I just don't watch them anymore. And whenever I go into a film, I'm always kind of pleasantly surprised by the outcome. So I'm trying to go into it with zero expectations. I'm trying to go in as if I'd never watched wrestling before. I'm gonna go in and just watch it, just like as an outsider's view.
That's a nice way of kind of going into it, really. Just
if you've got no expectations, you don't really ever get disappointed, do you?
No,
obviously I know they are, like I know the wrestlers in it and stuff like that, but I'm trying to stay away from the whole. Is it called Double or Nothing? That weekly thing that they do. Yeah, I've not watched any of them. I've probably watched the first couple, and then I had the same thought where I was like, just stop. And then if you get to it, even if you don't really know what's going on, you'll still probably be a lot happier than what you would have been.
Because you don't want to be like you don't want to be like predicting what's going to be
exactly,
happening.
which is what you always do, innit?
Yeah.
It's the same with everything. Like you always predict what's going to happen, or who's going to book what, and who's going to go over. And when it inevitably goes the other way, you feel a bit annoyed. But there's no reason to feel annoyed, because if you'd not have thought that, then you'd have been totally fine with it. It's just like not getting your own way almost is you don't get happy about it. But so yeah, I'm not going to watch anything until the show. I'm really looking forward to it. I really like the promo that. Well, no, it's not a promo. It's the vignette that John Moxley made.
Yeah.
It was weird. Like looking back on it, it's a bit strange. Like the thing like breaking out of prison. I assume it's like a metaphor.
Shoulder barging.
It's like a metaphor for him like getting out of WWE,
but being free to do what he wants, especially with the whole his hand around the barbed wire at the end of the video.
Yeah, it's like hand bleeding. I'm worried that he's not gonna again like living up to expectations. Like I've seen CZW death matches with John Moxley, where he's gone through like 18 panes of glass, and like I once got a like a drill saw to his forehead. Like I've seen him do some mental things, and I worry that he's now going to go into this like no DQ death match where he might like take a chair shot to his back and like land on some barbed wire and it's all like safe, and it's all expected. I don't want him to fucking hurt himself. But anyway, I'm not saying I want him to like get thrown through glass, but if you're going to go back to the John Moxley character, John Moxley was a deathmatch wrestler.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to be deathmatch anymore, call yourself something completely different.
What match? He had like a drunk match once, didn't he? When he just got both got drunk and as the match man.
That's what I mean. So like, if you're going to go back to John Moxley was a hardcore lunatic deathmatch wrestler. But if you don't want to do that and you want to be safe and you've got your family and you want to start a family and you want to be happy, choose a different name. Like choose something new and create a brand new character. Like I get that you're trying to get the hype around John Moxley back. We've all been wanting it for God knows how long, but I don't want to say like if he doesn't go through 18 panes of glass, I'm not gonna be happy. But if he doesn't, then I'm gonna be like, well, why are you called John Moxley? Why don't you just choose something different? Because that's not what
you could have invented a new persona.
Yeah, exactly.
One for yourself,
like same with Jimmy Havoc. Like Jimmy Havoc did some mental stuff back in day.
Yeah,
and then like CZW Progress used to do death matches that were like hardcore deathmatch stuff. Yeah. Then when they got affiliated with WWE, they kind of turned to like no DQ matches where they'd have like thumbtacks and maybe like a barbed wire bat that somebody get with, but nothing ever really that bad as it used to be. And it's always like they always advertise them as death matches, but they never actually are.
Not the ones that you would see on the old indies and stuff. But no, definitely.
But like CZW still do like the King of Death tournament and stuff like that, and they're still ridiculous. But again, because they're not mainstream, they don't really have to worry about offending or upsetting anybody. But if it is all in, which I think it is, I'm not all in. Sorry,
Double
AEW. If they've signed him, which I'm fairly certain they have.
Yeah, because
I'm just worried that if it's like with it being in Vegas, with it being like a massive arena, they're not going to let them do deathmatch stuff. And again, I'm not saying I'm going to dislike it. I'm just saying that from like an outsider's view, looking at other fans, they're all going to be like, shit, that went with an actual death match. It was just a fucking no DQ, glorified no DQ match. That's what I worry about anyway.
Yeah, maybe because it's not going to be. Well, but then the other thing is with AEW, they're going to be a bit more brave in the sense of.
Well, I'd hope so.
They're not going to be sort of these tame WWE matches.
I hope not. I'm sure I'm sure there won't be as many rules as WWE have got with like bumps and unprotected chair shots and stuff like that. Like, I'm sure that won't be the case.
I know that they're having sort of proper like medical care and everything, aren't they? That's one of the big sort of things.
Well, they're apparently going to get healthcare and stuff, aren't they? And that's the rumours anyway. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's the rumours behind it all, at least anyway. I don't know. I feel like because it's owned by like billionaires and stuff, they're gonna have to please sponsors, and they're gonna have to, which is what happened to WWE. That's what happened to them. Like WWF Attitude Era days, they were doing some mental stuff, but then sponsors got unhappy when we changed this like PG world. Like sponsors didn't like it anymore, so they had to get rid of the blood and the pile drivers and the hitting people with chairs. And I just think that if you're already owned by a billionaire and you already have sponsorships that are like multi-million-dollar sponsorships on, not on AEW, but on like, I'm sure like the Jacksonville Jags have got like mental sponsorships by.
Oh, Fulham as well, because it's the same.
Exactly.
Guys,
I'm sure they've got. I'm sure they've got mad sponsors.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I always thought like if I owned like a Coca-Cola and I sponsored a football team and they just did some daft stuff, I always like think that I'd never be bothered by it. I just let them do what they're doing. But if you're in that position,
and
maybe it'd have to be like,
it's when
you can't do that.
Yeah, it's when no one wants to advertise your product anymore.
Yeah,
because you're affiliated with
That's
it.
what I mean.
Or the sales start to see a dive.
Like to stop. Yeah. So like I get it, and I think that if you're already in that spot where you've already got them sponsors in place, that I suppose what's the saying, like, it's always better to ask for forgiveness rather than permission.
Yeah.
Or just maybe like do it.
Just do it and then say sorry.
Like, oh, my bad, we didn't realise that was a thing.
Got a bit out of control.
We've never done this before. Like, we're new to wrestling. We didn't realise this was going to be
But look how great the reaction was from the crowd and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe go that route. If they go that route, I'll be totally fine with it. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I can't call AEW. I can't call it.
No, and that's makes it a bit more exciting.
Definitely.
Definitely does.
I don't know where they're going to go with it.
No.
Weird, but I'm up for it.
Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah.
This weekend is it's come around quite quick actually. It's Progress's Super Strong Style 16.
Yeah,
all weekend, 4th, 5th,
yeah.
and 6th as well.
I forgot about that.
The bracket's been sort of announced.
Yes.
We've got it here, so we'll go through the matchups that we've got so far. So we'll start on the left side. So Chris Brooks versus Ilya Dragunov.
Nice.
That'll be a good match.
Yeah.
I would have thought. Trevor Lee versus Aerostar.
Be really good. Trevor Lee's so good. So fucking good.
Him and Kyle O'Reilly doing a meet and greet thing as well, I think, beforehand.
Oh, they're
both doing one of those.
Oh, that's good, because they're owned by, well, not owned, they're signed by WWE, aren't they?
Yeah.
Both them too. And I don't think the WWE guys are allowed to, like, there's a word for it. They're not allowed to do meet and greets or something like that. Or, like, paid meet and greets.
Okay.
Or they can't, like, sell merch or something. I don't know what it is. So I think the Progress have, like, paid to have them do a free meet and greet.
Right,
Does that
okay.
make sense?
Yeah,
It's really
yeah.
nice. It's
that
nice
makes
because I say everybody else will be able to meet all the other ones, but not them two. So
yeah.
It's nice that they're doing that on a separate time.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Travis Banks against DJZ.
Nice.
Artemis Spencer against David Starr.
Oh, that sucks. I like Artemis Spencer, but he's obviously going to get eliminated by Starr.
David Starr's kind of...
He made a promo, didn't he?
He's hot proper in a minute, isn't he?
Did you see that video that he made on Super Strong Style?
No, I don't think I have.
It's really good. It's like, do you know, like the typical, like, Ring of Honor promo that he cut and stuff like
that?
Yeah. It's like that.
Okay.
Watch it if you get a chance. It's really good.
I think I might have seen it, but I think it might have been sort of set up in a way I thought, I think I've seen this.
Yeah, it looks similar.
Yeah, similar look to it. The other side of the bracket is Kyle O'Reilly against Chris Ridgway.
Nice.
Darby Allin against Paul Robinson.
Okay.
Not feeling that one?
No. I'm not a massive fan of Paul Robinson in, like, singles action, to be honest. I do like him, but I like his Swords of Essex stuff more.
Okay.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
It'll be good. Lucky Kid and Jordan Devlin.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I like that. That'll be really good. And
then the last one is Kyle Fletcher and Dagger.
Nice. That'll be good as well.
There's some really good matches on there.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone like... so obviously I don't think Ilya will maybe progress too far, because a lot of the main sort of WWE guys aren't really going to...
I'd hope not. I hope they don't put the...
You know, like how they had Cassius Ohno in it last year, and he was kind of out second round. It may be the second round, and then...
I hope so. I hope they don't put... Like, I don't know, not pucks in that title. I hope they don't give them... I don't know if they don't make the winner somebody that's already signed to WWE.
Yeah.
That'd annoy me, I think, a little bit. I don't know who I can see winning it. I feel like it'll be a Starr Devlin final.
Okay.
But then again, I've seen that so many times now. I don't know if I want to see it anymore. I can see Ridgway doing quite well. I think he'll go quite far. Yeah, like you say, Ilya, I don't think he'll do very much. I could see Kyle O'Reilly getting quite far, to be honest with you.
I think maybe semi-final,
Maybe.
Just use him really well and get him to the semi-final, and then have him
do really well.
Let's try and work out the path. Like, who would he be going up against? So he'd be going up against, if he came out on top of a Ridgway, he'd be going out against either Darby Allin or Paul Robinson.
So it's going to be Paul Robinson, isn't it?
And then the semi-final is obviously he's going to be against either Lucky Kid, Devlin, Kyle Fletcher, or Dagger. So
Devlin,
probably
then maybe Devlin beats him.
Yeah, Devlin beats him in the semi.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe.
I think on the other side, I think Chris Brooks and David Starr are probably the only two that I think would get to the semi-final.
Yeah.
And then that would make sense having like a Starr Devlin final.
Yeah.
Would make sense.
I think that's the way they'll go with it. I don't know. I can never call progress, it's hard to tell.
That's what's great about it though, is that you can't
it is
you
really
can't
good.
call it.
I do like it a lot. Again, I know it'd be a barn burner, but we've just seen that match now. God, how many times have we seen it? And then because the main thing, the thing you got to remember is there's the Walter
Trent in the unification match.
So one of them's coming out with the title.
I'm guessing it's going to be Trent.
I think so as well. So then that's kind of good, because if Devlin wins the whole thing, at least we haven't got to watch Devlin Walter again for like the 800th time, which is good.
Which is probably happening right now, actually, on
the
network in WWE. So.
Exactly. Devlin Trent would be really good.
Yeah,
that'd be really good.
Yeah,
match.
it would. Yeah.
There's a lot. To be fair, everybody that's in it, I wouldn't be against seeing any of them win it. In all honesty.
Yeah.
There's the guys like Artemis Spencer and Dagger. Like, people might have not seen a lot of them, but I've seen a few of their matches, and they are really, really good wrestlers. And again, it'd be wicked to see them do well, because A, it puts eyes on them, and B, it gives them an opportunity to shine and do better. And they need to start building these guys up if they want a roster that's stable and strong.
Yeah.
They're going to have to start building these new people up that not many people have heard of, because that's what they did with Pete Dunne, and that's what they did with like all them guys that are now signed to NXT UK. They weren't nobodies, but they were all new kids up and coming.
Yeah.
And, like, that got progress to where they are.
Yeah, yeah.
They can't just keep using them over and over and over again. They've got to start giving, just like they did the last time, they've got to start using these new kids and getting them a face and getting them onto popular wrestling in England, at least anyway. So maybe they do a curveball or shocker with it and give it to somebody like some underdog, give it to like Artemis Spencer or something like that.
Maybe.
I doubt it, but maybe it'd be cool to see it. It gives them an opportunity. Like I said, like, you got to think back to the first ever Progress chapter had like Zack Sabre Jr. and Marty Scurll in it, and some other guys. Might have had Jimmy Havoc on there as well.
Okay.
And like now, these guys, them kids that were wrestling on that first show in 2012, whenever it was, are now wrestling in the Tokyo Dome and wrestling in Ring of Honor, and they're everywhere. They're like the massive stars. And you've done the same thing with Pete and people like that up through the ranks, but you can't ride them people.
Yeah,
for so long.
To keep getting over and over and over again, like you say.
It's just repetitive.
It is, yeah. I mean, day one is the sort of the tournament, basically.
Yes.
Day two is the Walter match against Trent, and then the no DQ match, which is a 4v4 no DQ match, which is the one with Jimmy Havoc's in. So, yeah, Mark Haskins, Jimmy Havoc, Mark Andrews, and Ligero against Do Not Resuscitate.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good.
I'm excited for that.
That'd be really good. It's a shame, like we've said before, and we've tweeted it out, like, it's a shame that his kind of progress sort of run is coming to an end, and you know, you don't.
Bittersweet, isn't it?
It's you can't really don't underestimate the work he's put in for British wrestling and stuff, because he's been a real big part of it.
For it. Yeah, massive amount of stuff.
The backbone of it almost, is like we said on our Twitter account. Yeah,
he's done some ridiculous stuff over the years.
Yeah.
To kind of get it to where it is. So yeah, it'll be bittersweet to see him go, because he's moving on to bigger and better things, which is wicked. I'm happy, really, really happy for him. Like, more power to Jimmy Havoc.
Yeah,
it's wicked to see what he's doing, but it'll be sad to see him go. It won't be his last appearance. Said the same thing with Ospreay when he left about 18 times over the past 4 years. He'll definitely be back at some point. I can guarantee you that. But for the time being, like, if you can say that you've helped build this company to what it is, like, I think he was obviously the first champ, like the first Progress champ and stuff like that.
Yeah. He cut that really good promo, didn't he, when he was having that match against Paul Robinson?
Yeah.
And he, that really thing of like, you gave me this as a pity job, and you know what I mean,
and
all that kind of stuff.
Better than this, almost.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's bittersweet, because I mean, if he can say that he's having his last match at the Ali Pally to then go and wrestle John Moxley in a death match for AEW's first show, then he's obviously not doing too bad for himself, because he's a death match wrestler. So yeah, wicked, good stuff. That
one of the last matches on day 2 is Ginny versus Session Moth Martina.
I don't really care.
So the idea of this match is,
I do like Session Moth. I'm not against her. I think she's pretty funny, and she's a comic, like a good wrestler. But Ginny's a lot better than.
Well, the winner of this is added to the championship match for the next day. So
obviously Ginny's going to go over.
You would think,
unless they do like a roll up Session Moth beats her. I'm not. I don't want to say I'm making it sound like I'm annoyed that Ginny's been put in that spot, but I'd rather have seen like a mental Ginny versus I don't know anybody match to put him into that last spot.
Yeah.
Like give Session matches, give her a match on the card by all means, but don't trivialise Ginny's win into it almost because she's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I see your point. So that would add her into, if she wins, that adds her into day 3, which is Nina Samuels, Amelia McKenzie, Jordan Grace, and then either Ginny or Seshimov for the women's title. And then there's a few more that probably get announced that are kind of maybe whatever happens after.
Yeah.
After sort of day 1 and 2.
And yeah, and they'll probably depend on what happens day 1, day 2.
Yeah,
definitely.
Going back to David Starr, he's been one of the guys that's been announced for the breed show that they've announced in September.
Oh yeah,
at the cave in Castleton. Saw a picture the other day of a Japanese match that was in one quite recently, I think, as well.
Yeah. But that's what I was saying you about. That's what I couldn't remember the company was that had run it, but yeah,
I think it was Dragon Gate that had the match there.
That rings a bell.
But it's a great concept.
Good
I think
idea.
it's really interesting to like have that kind of setting for a match or for a show.
I just worry that if like, obviously you know how loud I get. If we went like, what if the entire thing just comes down? Because like sound's going to carry
crumbles
inside that, innit?
Yeah. Well, they have gigs in there.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Richard Hawley's played in there before.
That'd be alright then.
They've had gigs in there, so I'm sure they'll
be fine then.
They've thought of that.
I should hope. Yeah, well, I should hope so. Like,
it's not like it's just a little cavern somewhere.
Some like stalactites is the ones that hang from the ceiling.
I think something like that.
One of them's above the ring, and somebody does a big chant, and he just lands in the middle of the ring.
David Starr, Mike Bailey's also announced for it, and
Chris Brooks, Shaden Faraz there.
Yeah.
Aussie Open and Chris Brooks against somebody, whoever it is.
I don't think they've not announced their opponent.
They haven't announced their opponents. It's good. It's clever though, because I've seen loads of like, I won't say small time wrestlers, but a lot of like independent, younger independent guys saying, "I want to do this. Like, I want to wrestle here," because it's just.
Well, Chris Brooks was on there. He replied to their Twitter and was like, "Get me involved almost. I want to be a part of it." So.
But again, it makes sense because if you're an independent wrestler, like the one thing the independent wrestlers love saying is when they've wrestled.
Yeah.
They love like being like, I wrestled in a car park in front of 3 people. Like I wrestled in an igloo.
I wrestled in a cave.
Like the people loved. They love being able to say where they've done it. So it makes a lot of sense that all these little kids will be like wanting to be able to get on, like, put that on the CV, the wrestling CV almost. Like I've wrestled in a cave. So it's a really good idea. That I like that a lot.
There's been a really great start to the as well. Like the first 3 rows are all sold out, I think.
Nice,
so
good.
They've done really well. They're putting coaches on because obviously it's not the easiest place to get to.
It's bitterbolic.
Obviously, it's on our doorstep, isn't it? So it's easy for us to get here. So
if you're somebody that doesn't drive, coming from a different place, then it's going to be a bit of a prick to get to. But if you got a coach that takes you,
they put some coaches on that. I think they're like maybe £5 or £6 or something like that. So
I saw it was good. I think I saw when they tweeted it saying like it drops you off in Castleton, so you've got time to like look around and stuff, and then go to the wrestling afterwards.
Yeah.
Because Castleton's quite nice. I like.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's such a nice place. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. You know, I think that'll be an interesting show.
Yeah, definitely. Tickets are available. You go to breedwrestling.co.uk for tickets there. So that should be really good. We've got the Lion Spirit show coming up in the next week or 2 as well.
Yes.
WrestleGate's promotion WrestleGate the promotion. In Nottingham.
Yeah.
Another big card as well, which has got Pac on it.
Pac on there, hasn't it? Yeah, that'd be really good. That. I love Pac. I need to see him more.
Yeah, it's probably the closest place that he's going to wrestle to us that because we saw one when he kind of
in Newcastle, didn't he? Quite a lot for Defiant, but
yeah,
I don't know about nearer.
When he first sort of started this independent run back as Pac again, he was. I think you sent me and Tom a picture, and he was like, "We've got to go over to OTT because he's having a match over there and stuff," which is still something that's on the list of places we need to go. Yeah,
we'll do it. Yeah, WrestleGate have got been doing some really good stuff. And yeah, Pac's just another name to the list, isn't he? I suppose, really.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, there's a lot of big stuff coming up, isn't there? When you think about it,
there's loads. So that's on the 18th. Rushcliffe, WrestleGatePro.com for tickets on there. Rampage is involved in that one as well, so that should be pretty good. And then I can't pronounce his name, but the guy we saw in Wrestle Walter at Progress, Japanese guy.
Shigeru Irai.
Yeah, he's on there as well.
Nice. He's been wrestling loads in England. I thought he was going to have like a one-time thing for that Progress show, but he don't seem to have left.
Yeah, he just loves it.
Just stuck around.
I'm sticking around here.
He was good. I liked him.
He had a really good match.
Big powerhouse.
You took some photos, thinking, but I don't think they used it. But there was a Japanese magazine that was like,
like some kind of. So I take photos at wrestling quite a lot. 3 Rope Lens on Instagram. Go follow me. I took quite a few of their match. Well, not a few. I didn't have a great seat to get good shots, but I don't think they had no photographer for that show. For whatever reason, there was no photographer there, and I think some Japanese guy messaged me on Twitter. I don't know if he was like it wasn't his publicist, but it was somebody that like worked with him, and said like, "Have you got any photos? Can you send me some stuff? And if it gets used, it'll get put into like a Japanese wrestling magazine." And I was like, "That's pretty like mental." So I sent him all the stuff that I did and never heard back from him. That's my address, and I sent him an address over, and he just sent me a copy of the magazine.
Right, okay.
He didn't have any of my photos in it, but it was quite a cool thing to see. So I've got like a little bit of a love in my heart for him, I think, somewhere, like an unconditional.
Yeah, I think it's because we saw him and he had such a good match, and we were almost like,
he had a good showing, didn't he?
Yeah, we weren't expecting him to like win the title.
Oh no, definitely not. I never heard of him. I never even seen him wrestle, so I didn't really know what to expect. There, but I thought he was really, really good. I liked him a lot.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, enjoyed it. So yeah, lots of stuff coming up. We'll probably talk about progress next week when we're back.
Yeah, it should be done, shouldn't it? Then,
in the meantime, you can follow us on Twitter at The Lights Pod, Staring at the Lights on Instagram, rgm.press, where we wrote a little review of for the Love Wrestling event.
Yep.
You can watch the little video we made on our YouTube channel. Just search for Staring at the Lights. That's
pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
Sound.
Yeah.
There's a pound. Nice one.
Bye.